Okay guys, so before I get started, I just wanted to say this video is not going to be the best. The production is really going to suck, but that's because I'm not going to focus on the whole editing part and recording because I want to just show you the process of how I get my cakes. But yeah. So the first thing I usually do is I bake the cakes, which I have already done. Now I'm making the buttercream. So I used unsalted butter and I've just been whipping it for about 10 minutes now. The longer that you whip it for, the better, because it becomes more white in color and it becomes fluffier. So I'm just gonna keep whipping it and then scraping down the sides every couple minutes. So I'm gonna be honest, I hate making buttercream. It's like the worst part of making cakes for me. I don't know, it just takes way too long. But I whipped up the butter for about 15 minutes and now I'm gonna add powdered sugar. And for each cup of butter that you put in, you have to put 3 cups of powdered sugar. And I think there's 4 cups of butter in this, which means I need like 12 cups of powdered sugar. I don't measure it, I just do it by the consistency and stuff, but if you want to measure it, you can. So I'm just gonna start adding the powdered sugar, which can get really, really messy. So I just mix it up for a little bit just to get the sugar incorporated with the butter, and then I'll add more. And I just keep doing this until it gets to my desired consistency. So because this is basically just butter and sugar, it's gonna be incredibly sweet. So to cut down on the sweetness, I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar. Not sugar, I'm adding salt. And that'll help a little bit with the sweetness. I'm also going to add vanilla extract just to give it a little bit more flavor. And I'm kind of just eyeballing this. And then I'm gonna mix it up again. So now that everything is mixed up, I'm going to split it up into separate bowls because I need different colors for the cakes. So I'm just gonna separate them and then color the frosting. Okay, so now I'm going to level all of the cakes that I have. I have 2 9-inch layers and then 2 6-inch layers, and I need to make sure all of them are all flat. Okay, so in the last clip, you just saw me layer up the cakes by flavor, and then I also crumb coated them, which creates this really thin layer of buttercream around the cake, and it catches all the crumbs, so when I put the actual outer layer of buttercream, none of those crumbs shows on the outside, basically. They're all done. I also rolled out some fondant and cut out the little dinosaurs that are gonna go around the cake. I didn't buy letter cutters, so I had to kind of just cut out the letters with a knife. They didn't turn out perfect like I wanted them to, but I think it's flipped, but it'll do. So now I'm just going to assemble everything. I'm gonna put the small cake on top of the big cake and then put all of the dinosaurs and the name on it. Okay, so I have these plastic dowels that I'm gonna cut to fit into the larger cake. That way, when the little cake goes on top of the big cake, it doesn't squish the bottom layer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3. So I'm just going to place them, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna use 2. So I'm gonna push it into the middle here where the second cake is gonna go on top. Just like that. And then I'm gonna pull it back out so I know where to cut it. So see, it kind of made a mark on where it needs to go. So I'm gonna cut that piece. So I'm just gonna push that back in the cake. And then I'll do the second one as well. So here is the tricky part. I have to remove the small cake from its cake board and place it on top of the bigger cake. I'm using a flat spatula, that way I can really get in underneath the cake. The buttercream is solid and not solid. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this real quick. And then I'm gonna center it. But like I was saying, the buttercream is, I can't figure out what word I'm trying to use. It's firm enough so that when I touch it, it won't mess with it as much. But there is the second layer on top of the first. Okay guys, I don't believe I was recording. Again, I told you this video is gonna suck. But I placed a 5 on top, and then I found the middle of the cake, and I started putting on the H because the H is the middle letter of his name. His name's Ethan. So I put the H on, and now I'm gonna apply the rest of the letters on each side of the H. I want to apply a little bit more water than normal just because it's gonna be on the side of the cake and I want to make sure it sticks on very well. Okay, so this will be, the T goes here. And I'm gonna put them pretty close together just because the top tier is kind of smaller. So I want to make sure the name will all be in the front section. Okay, so I'm gonna try to record this and pipe at the same time, but I filled the piping bag with green frosting, and then it has a tip that makes the frosting look like grass. So I'm gonna pipe just grass around the circle here, but I'm sorry if I don't get this in the shot.
I'm getting this recorded. I'm letting the grass kind of fall on the side as well. On the side of the cake. I wish I had someone recording for me.
And now I'm gonna pipe some grass, just kind of around, like, see how you can see that gap between the two cakes. I'm just gonna pipe in those areas where I don't like that gap, and some around the bottom tier as well. Okay guys, here is the finished cake. I love how it turned out.